Most men are walking through life completely invisible. You felt it, haven't you? That gut-wrenching realization that you're just another face in the crowd, another nice guy waiting for a crumb of attention. You think if you just bought the right clothes, or if you just had the perfect line, she'd finally notice you. But here's the cold, hard truth that most dating coaches won't tell you. The moment you try to be noticed, you've already lost. Women have a biological radar for desperation. They can smell neediness from a mile away, and nothing kills attraction faster than a man who is begging for validation. You're out here playing checkers, trying to figure out where to put your hands or how to get close enough for a touch, while the real masters are playing 4D chess. They understand that the most potent aphrodisiac on this planet isn't a physical touch. It's the psychological tension created by a man who is completely, unapologetically self-contained. If you're tired of being the guy who gets friend-zoned or ignored, you need to stop chasing and start becoming the mountain. Before we dive into the dark mechanics of Stoic attraction, hit that subscribe button right now. If you're serious about reclaiming your masculine power and mastering your own mind, you belong in this circle. Don't just watch. Join the movement. The ghost of presence, energy over action. Attraction starts in the mind long before it ever reaches the skin. Think about the most powerful man you know. He doesn't fidget, he doesn't scan the room looking for approval, he just is. This is the Stoic concept of presence. When you walk into a room, your energy should hit like a physical weight. Most guys are leaking energy everywhere. They're looking at their phones, checking their reflection, or worse, staring at women like they're starving and she's a steak. A Stoic man operates on a different frequency. He has what we call restricted energy. You aren't giving your attention away for free. When you stand near a woman and you don't acknowledge her immediately, you create a vacuum. Her brain is programmed to expect men to fawn over her, to look at her, to try something. When you don't, you become a mystery. You become the one thing she can't figure out. That not knowing is exactly what turns her on. It's the tension of the unseen. You are low-key vibrating with a confidence that says, I am perfectly fine whether you notice me or not. That's not just a vibe, that's a psychological takeover. The art of the unfazed, handling the test. Every woman, consciously or subconsciously, is going to test your frame. She'll throw a little shade, she'll be late, she'll mention another guy, she's checking to see if you're a man of straw or a man of stone. Most guys fail this instantly. They get defensive, they get angry, or they try to fix it. Dead ass, the moment you react, she loses interest. The Stoic secret to non-touch attraction is amor fati, loving your fate and remaining indifferent to things outside your control. When she tries to provoke a reaction and you meet it with a slight knowing smirk and total silence, you are winning the game. You are showing her that your internal peace is ironclad. This creates a massive amount of respect. And in female psychology, respect is the bedrock of desire. She starts thinking, if I can't shake this guy, what can? That stability is incredibly rare in today's world, where every guy is a simp for a like or a text back. By being unfazed, you are signaling that you are a high-value leader who doesn't need her validation to feel like a man. The power of the selective gaze. Let's talk about eye contact, because this is where most men fuck up. They either stare like a creep or look away like a coward. A Stoic man uses his gaze like a weapon, sparingly and with intent. You don't look at her because you're checking her out. You look at her to evaluate her. There's a difference. When you're talking, keep your eyes locked, but keep your face relaxed. No try-hard intensity, just a calm, steady look that says you see right through the mask she's wearing. Then, and this is the key, you look away first, you break the tension. You show her that you can withdraw your attention just as easily as you gave it. This creates a push-pull effect in her mind. It makes her wonder why you aren't more affected by her beauty. It forces her to step into your world to get that attention back. You're not touching her, but your eyes are stripping away her defenses. That's how you build a fire without even striking a match. The silent dominance, mastering the pause communication, isn't about the words you say. It's about the space between them. Desperate men talk fast because they're afraid of losing her interest. They fill every silence with nervous chatter. A Stoic man owns the silence. If she asks you a question, don't jump to answer like a trained dog. Pause. Look at her. Let the silence hang for a second or two longer than is comfortable. This shows her that you are the one in control of the tempo. It shows that you aren't afraid of awkwardness. When you finally speak, keep your voice low and slow. This is vocal tonality mastery. A deep, steady voice resonates with a woman's nervous system. It makes her feel safe and small in a way that is incredibly primal. You are leading the interaction with your rhythm. You are showing her that you are a man who moves at his own pace. And if she wants to be part of your life, she has to catch up to you. The value of being unavailable. In a world of instant access, the man who is hard to reach is a king. Most guys are hyper-available. They text back in seconds, they're always free to hang out, and they revolve their whole schedule around a girl they just met. That is a death sentence for attraction. Stoicism teaches us that our time is our most precious resource. If you're always there, you're a commodity. If you're busy building your empire, chasing your goals, and mastering your craft, you become a scarcity. You don't need to tell her you're busy. She should feel it. When you do spend time with her, be 100% present, but when you're gone, be a ghost. No checking in, no how's your day texts. Let her sit in the silence. Let her wonder what you're doing. Her imagination is a far more powerful tool for attraction than anything you could ever say. When she starts imagining you with other women or achieving big things, her attraction for you triples. This is the Stoic withdrawal. You aren't playing games. You're just living a life that is bigger than any one person. The intellectual seduction, the mind as a gateway. Women are attracted to physical strength, but they are addicted to mental depth. A man who can talk about philosophy, history, or the mechanics of the world with the same ease he talks about his day is a rare breed. But here's the trick. Don't lecture her. Use your knowledge to challenge her thinking. Be the devil's advocate. Most guys just agree with everything she says because they want to get laid. That's boring. That's beta behavior. A stoic man has his own opinions and isn't afraid to stand by them. When you challenge her respectfully but firmly, you create intellectual friction. Friction creates heat. You're engaging her brain, making her think, making her defend her positions. You're treating her like an equal, but you're doing it from a position of authority. This kind of mental sparring is a huge turn-on because it shows you have a spine. It shows you aren't a pushover. Most men are down bad because they're attached to the result. They go into a conversation thinking, I hope she likes me, or I hope I get her number. That hope is your weakness, fam. It makes you twitchy. It makes you over-explain. The Stoic secret to turning her on without touch is being 100% outcome independent. This means you genuinely do not care if she stays or walks away. When a woman senses that you aren't trying to get anything from her, it drives her insane. In a good way, it's like a vacuum effect. Since you're not pushing for a result, she feels the need to pull you in. In the USA, we call this main character energy, but the Stoics called it ataraxia, tranquility through indifference. When you can look at a beautiful woman and feel zero pressure to impress her, you become the most powerful person in the room. You're not being mean, you're just being a mountain. Mountains don't chase hikers. If she wants the view, she has to climb. Listen, speed is the enemy of attraction. Nervous guys move fast. They blink fast, they talk fast, they turn their heads fast when someone calls their name. That's prey behavior. High-value men move with weighted intent. Think about a lion. He doesn't move unless there's a reason. When you're around her, slow everything down by 20%. When you turn your head to look at her, do it slowly. When you reach for your drink, do it with deliberate control. This is a subconscious signal that you are the apex in that environment. It shows you have no startle response. This stoic slow-mo creates an intense sexual tension because it forces her to focus on every tiny movement you make. It's a non-touch way of saying, I am in total control of my world. If you can master the art of moving slowly while the world is rushing around you, she will feel a primal pull toward your stability. Facts. There's a difference between a nice guy smile and a stoic smirk. A nice guy smiles to say, please like me, I'm friendly. A stoic smirk says, I know something you don't. It's a look of slight amusement, like the world is a movie and you've already seen the ending. When she says something spicy or tries to test you, don't give her a full-blown laugh. Give her that one-sided, subtle smirk. It signals that you find her cute or entertaining rather than intimidating. This shifts the power dynamic instantly. Now she's the one trying to figure out why you're so composed. This creates cognitive dissonance in her mind. She thinks, why isn't he reacting like every other guy? That question is the seed of obsession. You're not touching her, but you're living rent-free in her head. In modern dating, everyone is oversharing. People post their whole lives on Instagram stories and text their every thought. If you want to be the 1% man, you need to be a ghost. Gatekeep your vibe. Don't be mysterious by acting weird. Be mysterious by being private. A stoic man doesn't brag about his wins or complain about his losses. He just moves in silence. When you're with her, don't tell her your whole life story. Leave gaps, let her ask questions. And when she asks, give her the Socratic treatment. Answer with a question that makes her think. This makes the interaction about her discovery of you. Most men are like an open book that's missing the ending. A stoic man is a locked vault with no key in sight. This dark side of stoicism isn't about being cold, it's about being exclusive. If she wants to know what's inside, she has to earn it. And trust me, women love a project they have to unlock. You don't need to touch her to let her feel your weight. It's about how much space you occupy. Most men shrink themselves when they're around an attractive woman. They cross their legs, they tuck their elbows in, they try not to bother anyone. Stop that. A stoic man understands that the world is his home. Lean back, spread your arms out on the back of the couch, take up space. This is spatial dominance. When you occupy your space with total comfort, it creates a protective bubble around you. When she enters that bubble, she feels your masculine heat without you even laying a finger on her. It's a psychological embrace. You're signaling that you are the captain of this territory. If she feels like she's entering your world, she will naturally fall into your lead. That is the secret to attraction that most men will never understand. The most attractive thing a man can do is be willing to walk away and never look back. Marcus Aurelius taught that we should be like a promontory against which the waves break. If a woman is being disrespectful, or if she's playing games that don't align with your values, you don't argue, you don't coach her, you just leave. You withdraw your presence entirely. This is the nuclear option. When she realizes that you are a man who actually can live without her and that you're happy doing it, your value in her eyes hits the ceiling. Most men are too scared of being lonely to ever leave. A stoic man is his own best company. When you have the walkaway power, you don't need tricks or hacks. Your life is the prize. You are the one doing the choosing. This is the final end scene. It is designed to be cinematic, deeply emotional, and thought-provoking. This is where you stop talking about tactics and start talking to the soul of the man. The goal here is to make the viewer feel the weight of his own potential and the urgency of changing his life. The final awakening, the ghost of the man you could have been. Listen to me and listen close, because this is the part most men will skip. They'll take the smirks and the eye contact and go try to play games, but you're still here. And that tells me you're looking for something deeper than just a trick to get a girl's attention. Real talk. We live in a world that wants you weak. It wants you distracted, addicted, and constantly chasing external validation, like a dog chasing a car he'll never catch. You've spent years, maybe decades, putting everyone else's needs and opinions above your own. You've let the world tell you that you're not enough unless you have this car, that girl, or this much money. But look in the mirror. Beyond the fatigue, beyond the doubt, who are you when the lights go out? Stoicism isn't just about being cool around women. It's a survival manual for the lonely nights. It's about the fact that one day you will take your last breath. Memento mori, remember that you must die. When that moment comes, you won't be thinking about the girl who didn't text you back in 2025. You'll be thinking about the man you could have been, the version of you that was unshakable, the version that didn't break when the world got cold. It hurts, doesn't it, to realize how much of your life you've spent being a passenger in your own body, to realize how many times you traded your dignity for a moment of attention. That ache in your chest, that's not weakness. That's your masculine spirit trying to wake up. It's the ghost of the king you were meant to be, screaming at you to stop settling for crumbs. Being a stoic man in a modern world is a lonely path. People will call you cold, distant, or arrogant, but they don't see the fire burning inside the stone. They don't see the discipline it takes to stay silent when everyone else is shouting. They don't see the strength it takes to lead yourself when you have no map. You aren't doing this for her. You aren't doing this for them. You are doing this because you owe it to the boy you once were, the one who believed he could conquer the world, to finally show up. When you master your mind, the attraction you've been chasing becomes a byproduct. It's not magic, it's nature. Flowers don't beg bees to visit them, they just bloom. And a man who has conquered himself is the rarest bloom in a desert of mediocrity. So, tonight, when you lay your head down, don't think about who you want to turn on. Think about who you want to be. Stop being a fan of other people's lives and start being the hero of your own. The world doesn't need more nice guys. It needs men of iron. It needs men who can stand in the storm and not flinch. It needs you. Don't let this be just another video you watch to kill time. Let this be the moment the old you died so the real you could finally breathe. If you felt this, if this hit you in a place you've been hiding, then stay with us. Subscribe, keep your head up, and remember, your presence is your power. Don't ever give it away for free again.